Hey guys, welcome back. This is Jeremy from End of the World Gaming again. Um, Here to talk about out-of-print games that we should play more of, but we probably don't. So once again, this is another video in my series on Confrontation. Today I'm talking about Wolfen, and I'm talking about the force that I'm going to be playing when we actually get around to the Battle Report videos. Um, so we'll just dive into that, and then I can talk at length. All right. So first off, the list, like I said, it's 200 points. It consists of a total of 5 models. Um, not using a tribe. It consists of Onyx, one, two Wolfen Hunters, Predator with Chain, and the Wolfen Repentant with Halberd. So these are actually painted, so I can show these off and then get shredded for how terribly they're painted. So we've got Onyx the Predator. This is the classic version of Onyx. He's if you can still find him, he's included in the initiation set. He was available as a blister. He did also have a second incarnation in second incarnation. It's the card pack. Um, then we've got the Wolfen Repentant with Halberd. Um, this guy's got kind of a weird skin color because he's he's shaved because he's a repentant, and that's what happens to repentance. Is they're like, oh man, we took a shot at trying to be the boss and it didn't work out for us, so now we're naked wolves. Then we've got the Predator with Chain. All of the cool kids are gonna be like, well, Jeremy, why didn't you use the Predator of the Blood? And mainly because the Predator of the Blood is awesome, and I really should have used him. But this guy's like, hey, I'm gonna tell you what's what because I'm pointing. And then we've got the two Wolfen Hunters. Um, if you look at the previous paint jobs, those were all painted when Confrontation was still extant. So 20 years ago, 19 years ago, 18 years ago, something like that. But there's a lot of them. At any rate, these two hunters were both relatively recent paint jobs for me. That doesn't mean they're good, but you can. I think you can see some of the growth as a painter compared to some of the earlier stuff. I actually try to do shading and musculature and depth and all of that fun stuff, and then I probably just cheat and cover it in, you know, brown ink, and then I'm just like, whatever, it's fine. Okay, so what am I bringing to the table with these guys? So I've got 5 figures. These are going to be This is going to be the fastest of the factions because everybody's got a base speed of 15 centimeters. So I mean that's going to be double. You double that to 30 centimeters. That's about a third of the board on a charge. Um, they've all got Born Killer, so they'll all roll 3 dice. Um, they've got decent initiative. They've got terrible discipline because they're Wolfen. And then they've also got really lackluster armor, but they're going to hit fairly hard, especially the Predator with Chain. Um, the core rules that I'm looking at, it's going to be Born Killer, um, Implacable, Fear, and Pariah. So Onyx has Implacable, and what that means is when he kills a model in combat, um, if there are no other frays that have, or if there are frays that are still to be resolved, and he has the movement after he's killed a model to get in there, he can fight again, which is super useful. The downside is, since my opponents are probably going to win the discipline roll because Onyx's discipline isn't great, fray splitting is not going to be super kind. So he's not when he fights, he's not going to be. He's probably going to be one of the last fights to be resolved. Um, but you pays your money, you takes your chances. He's a beat stick, and that's it. So we've got Pariah on the Wolfen Repentant. Um, Basically, what Pariah means is that he can't benefit from Onyx's leadership. So, you know, uh, that's unfortunate. I mean, but then again, Onyx 1 doesn't have leadership, so it doesn't really matter. Fear is a base rule that all of the Wolfen have. They have that instead of having courage. So every Wolfen natively causes fear. So depending on what my opponent's courage is, when they get charged by a Wolfen, they'll have to take a morale check. Um, you know, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. And that's pretty much it. It is very simple, very straightforward. And to be honest, Wolfen are what got me into Confrontation. Um, Way back when, in the late 90s, early 2000s, I was playing a lot of Werewolf the Apocalypse. I was playing a lot of storyteller games in general, so a lot of role playing games. Um, I wanted something. I wanted some models that gave a better idea of how combat looked on the tabletop, which again I completely understand is totally missing the point for the old storyteller system games. What are you gonna do? But so I was looking for werewolf models that didn't suck, and a lot of werewolf models back then really sucked. Relpartha had a line of Werewolf the Apocalypse models that were not great. Reaper had werewolf models and a lot of stuff. It was like, oh hey, look, here's a model of Lon Chaney Jr. Hooray! And so I was asking around. I'm like, I need cool werewolf models. And one of my friends, Shannon, who is a wonderful human being and I love dearly, she said you should look at Confrontation. And I was like, oh, all right, fine. And I looked at Confrontation, and oh my goodness, there were so many werewolves. There were so many great werewolves. And what I dug about them was that they focused more on the wolf than on the man. So you had the inverted knees. You had just kind of the stuff that made them look like they were wolves who were walking on two legs, not that they were dudes with crappy makeup, which I really liked. Um, so that's what basically set me down the path of playing Confrontation, was looking for werewolf models. Um, and yeah, so this faction, if I'm being honest, the reason why this is kind of the build is it's simple, it's painted, and I know where everything is. After 10 or so years of not playing the game, knowing where everything is to play the game is a really big help. All right. So if you guys have questions, comments, if you want to make fun of me, tell me if there are better models that I could have put together in this list, comments are down there. Thanks for watching.